All right, question number 5. It wants you to compare the similarities and differences of the graphs of the function defined by y equals f of x and y equals g of x. All right, so then they give us that f of x is x minus 3 and g of x is x plus 3. So what we want to notice is that the slope is the same. So both slopes are positive 1x. The difference is the y-intercept. So if we were to graph these two lines, they would be going the same direction and have the same rate of change. They would be parallel because the slopes are the same. They would just intersect the y-axis at a different point. So the y-intercepts are different. Everything else would be the same. So it says on the graphs of f and g, they have the same y-intercept. That would not be correct. The graphs of f and g have the same slope of 1, but the graph of g is shifted up 6 units from the graph of f. And yes, no. Yeah, it is shifted up 6 units from the f. So if you were to start at -3 and go up 6 units, you would land on +3. So this one looks good. The graphs of f and g have the same y-intercept. That is not correct. And then the graphs of f and g have the same slope, but the graph of g is shifted 6 units down. So g of x being a +3 is actually 6 units above this graph. If you wanted to kind of work that out, you can just take these two functions, and if you were like to look at the difference, and you would subtract x minus 3, this would actually be like that. So you would distribute a negative, and the negative would make that positive. The positive x, negative x would zero out, and 3 plus 3 would give you 6. So you can see that if you take the difference in those two, you'll get a difference of 6. And question number 6, we're going to compare the similarities and differences between the functions defined by y equals f of x and y equals g of x. So y equals, or f of x equals x, and g of x equals 7x. These, the slopes are different. The y-intercept is 0, so the y-intercepts are the same, but the slope of g is much steeper, 7 times steeper than the graph of f. So options, the graph of f has a greater slope than the graph of g. No, g has a greater. The graph of f has a negative slope and g has a positive. Nope, they're both positive. The graph of g has a greater slope than the graph of f. Yes. And then the graph of f has a positive slope while the graph of g has a negative slope. Nope, they're both positive. So f is the only one that gives you a good comparison of the similarities and differences of those two graphs. All right, so that'll do it for the prep.